All right, so on how to use a calculator, if it says find sine of 32, you can literally just type sin parentheses 32 parentheses on your keyboard, or if you want to get the functions button, go click functions and then you press sine, which will give you sin, literally like this. Here's your calculator, press functions, sine, and then type 32. And then it will give you your answer right over here, and then we're rounding it to the nearest 10,000th place, which is 4 decimal places, so 0.5299. After the 9 was a 1, so we're just rounding down, so the 0.5299. Okay, next one, find cosine of 46. Round your answer to the nearest 10,000th place, 4 decimal places. So you can press the cosine button, which is right over here. And then you can type 46 using the numbers on your keyboard. And we're rounding it to the nearest 10,000th place, which is 4 decimal places, so 0.6947. Because after the 6 came a 5, which means we're rounding up. 0.6947. Okay, so that's how you type sine and cosine. It's the same thing for tangent. Let me just show it to you just in case. How do you type tangent? You can type TAN on your calculator, or you can press the tangent button. Either way works. And then you just type 35 in there, and then we want it to 4 decimal places again, so 0.7002. Okay, so that's pretty much how this first page goes. I'll let you guys finish that. I'm going to purposefully get it wrong, but I want to show you the next page of stuff. You might have already finished this page, I'm not sure, but I just want to show you how to do the next page of stuff. Okay, next. Okay, the next page, once you get past that first one, it says if sine of A is equal to 0.8988, what is the measure of angle A round to the nearest degree? So this second page is called inverse trigonometric functions. It's a little bit different. So how do you do the inverse? Well, this says sine A is that. What button we're going to press is the sine inverse. So for this one, I want you to just use the button right over here, sine with a -1 on it. That's the sine inverse. So you click sine inverse, and then you can type 0.8988, the number that they gave us right over here. And then it will give you the inverse, aka it will give you the angle. So 64.000, we're rounding it to the nearest degree, so it's just 64 degrees. Any questions on that one?
Can you repeat that one more time, please?
Yeah, so this one says sine A is 0.8988. So instead of pressing sine of 8988, we want to get the degree. We're going the other way, so we're doing an inverse. So I want you to use this inverse button, so sine inverse with the -1, that's the inverse. So sine inverse of 0.988. So this is what you would type in for this page. You would use the inverse, which is the -1, this button, for the inverse trig functions. And then it will give you 64.000. We are rounding to the nearest degree, so it's just 64 degrees. And so that's what we type onto the Google form. There you go. Any questions? Okay. You can always feel free to interrupt me, because I know sometimes we're lagging. And today is like an especially bad internet day, I can tell. All right, so the next one says if cosine is 0.7071, what is the measure of angle A round to the nearest degree? So we are going to type not sine inverse, but cosine inverse. So cosine inverse is right over here with the cosine and the -1. So you press that, and then you can type 0.7071, and then let's round this to the nearest degree, 45. So in our answer, we just say 45. I guess, let me see, would that work? Oops. Any questions on this one? Okay, so next one is if tangent A is that amount, what is the measure of angle A? Same thing, except instead of sine inverse or cosine inverse, this time we just want tangent inverse, which is this button with a tangent with a -1 on it. So tangent inverse of 9.5144, and that gives us 84 degrees because we're rounding it to the nearest degree. So over here, 84. Any questions on that? Okay. If you do, of course, feel free to interrupt me, but I believe this one is pretty straightforward. I just want you guys to get used to typing on the calculator, especially on Delta Math Calculator, since that's the one that we all have in common. So if you have any more questions, feel free to ask me, but I'm going to stop the video, stop the recording pretty much now.